All right, I'm not catching much fish out here today. In fact, I'm not catching anything, so I decided to talk to you guys. Plus, you know, other people have said, stuff about forward facing sonar. I didn't want to bring this topic up, but in my last video, I've had some comments and people are talking about forward facing sonar. And then recently I saw some videos on it and a guy's talking smack about forward facing sonar and how it's destroying the industry and how it's ruining the bass population. And okay, one, I don't know how that's happening. They're saying that they're targeting bass that are now out in deep that have not been caught because everybody couldn't see them before. Okay, whatever. What about all the technology they had before this? Like when I first started fishing, we didn't even have fish finders. We didn't have all this technology. When we needed to find directions, we used a radio direction finder, an RDF, and you had to triangulate your position out in the ocean. Then we moved on to fish finders that had the dials, and then they had Lowrance that came along and they printed on the paper. But now you have waypoints, you have GPS. We didn't have any of that. So you can't tell me that, this new technology. Did all people say that about sonar, about side scan? That's all the same. Not to mention, I'm from the Northeast. I'm from Pennsylvania. Any bass that we're catching here has been stocked. Conservation, it's been stocked. Stocked only for fishermen's pleasure. Like the fishermen that are catching, killing, and eating, which they get a lot of ridicule on social media. Oh, you shouldn't keep it because you're not leaving it for the rest of us. They're the only humane ones. The rest of them, like me included, if you think about it, are tricking an animal into thinking it's going to eat, casting a sharp hook at it, hooking it, dragging it in by its frickin' mouth, bringing it out, holding it out where it can't breathe, taking pictures of it. Oh, and if you're in a tournament, you're throwing it in a live well, maybe in the middle of summer where it's really hot, then taking it in, and then you're going to put it in another bag, keep it out of the water for a while till it gets weighed, then you go up on stage, and then you hold it, and then you release it back to not even close to where it was. How do any of us have a right to complain about anything? If you don't want to use forward-facing sonar, if you don't want to use technology, if you don't want to use live bait, if you don't want to use jigs, if you don't want to use, and you think everybody should just use barbless hooks, then you do what you do. But you can't tell the rest of us that, it's not fair, let's ban forward-facing sonar. You don't want to use it, you don't want to learn how to use it, then don't use it. It's people have just gotten out of hand with what people can do, what people can't do. We're fishermen. This is public water. That's another thing. People complain if you have a YouTube channel or you have videos out here like this and showing them where you're catching stuff, you're going to blow up the spots. I'll tell you, the lake I fish on is very small. It's very tough. Some people call it the Dead Sea. And I like to film. I like to show videos. I like editing. I like the whole process. Now, some people complain because I'm giving away spots. Well, then if I give away spots, it's going to have to make me a better angler. Because if I go to a spot that I normally go to and people are fishing at it because they've seen my videos, so be it. Then I'm going to have to find something different, and I'm going to have to work a little harder and be a little more challenged and find another spot. The whole thing is this has gotten way out of hand. There's no way that you could be the only one on the lake or anything. Like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania. I don't know if the guys from down south would know anything about this, but up here in the Northeast, we have trout season. And the first day of trout, it is packed wall to wall. I used to take my son. He was like 5 years old, and you have grown men pushing him out of the way to catch 9-inch stocked trout. Ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's fishing. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time out here. Help each other. If you don't want to, then don't. But don't try to dictate to everybody else what they can and can't do on the water. I think that's all I have to say today. It's a short video. I just needed to get some things off my chest. I wasn't catching any fish. I closed the knife on my hand, cut my finger, so I had to bandage it up and sat down, and I thought, hey, I'll talk to the camera a little bit. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you subscribing. My last video got a lot of views, gave me a lot of subscriptions, so it seems like you guys want me to talk like this. I know my fishing videos half the time aren't exactly exciting. We don't catch a lot of fish, but like I said, I just like to go out and do it. Been doing it since I was a kid. But I appreciate you. If you want to like and subscribe, great, go ahead. I'd appreciate it. If you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, comment below, let me know. If you don't like what I'm doing, comment below, let me know. I got a thick head, thick skin. I can take it. Other than that, I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day.